Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Inferno, a 5e guide to the nine circles of hell. I'm your lovable DM, Jhevaunte. We are unfortunately going to be missing a member of our cast as Casper, the NBD ghost, is unfortunately going to be out for the evening. They are not feeling well. Please give them your love and regards. However, I have my other group of Hellions here to join us for this evening. We're going to go ahead and get some introductions out of the way before I give a quick recap and we jump right back in. And we're going to start with Mercy.
Hey, I'm Gabby, but you can call me Mercy. I am the resident glass cannon or Illuminatus wizard.
And Isengrim.
Hi, my name is Alex Gagne-Blouin. I play Isengrim the Saint.
Thaddaeus.
Malin Grieve, I'm playing Thaddaeus the Vicar, sort of a cleric.
And Alma.
I'm Noxkiros, and I'm playing Alma the Pagan. My voice, oh my god.
And as we jump back in, as a quick recap, our party has found themselves away from the castle home of Dite and have embarked into the realm of violence, a massive desert-like environment riddled with hot sand, a consistent sense of peril, and the massive ruins that encompass the prison home of the Minotaur itself. Our party sought shelter in what appeared to be a ruined church, in which they met two of the four horsemen, a cloaked figure of deep onyx skin, being, if I remember correctly, this was Famine, and also everyone's favorite Dami Mommy, apparently, War. War having gifted to the group, specifically to our absolutely peaceful member of the party, a specialty bow and arrow. The party made their way over to the ruins themselves, in which they found the Minotaur almost in the throes of pain from its mere existence. Alma attempted to speak to the Minotaur peacefully, and then it got shot by
So we rewinded that.
we did rewind that partially.
We rewinded before, I think we rewinded to before Alma says, hey, my friends are here. I think she's still trying to convince the Minotaur to let her take the arm.
Yes. And because Casper's not going to be here, I'm going to keep rewound from before the shot goes off to do a quick thing before we jump in. Isengrim, you've been following the party for a while, just kind of taking in the environment. You are stopped before you enter into the ruins. As you didn't get a description of War, I'm just going to give you a quick recap of what they appear to look like. War is a tall, very pale-skinned woman with long red hair that's braided at the back, almost in a Viking-esque braid. She wears a Spartan-style helm that seems to be made of what just look like long cylindrical casings that line the entire helmet. We would know this from our modern world as bullet casings. Her armor seems to be forged from multitudes of weapons that have just been welded together into the armor that she wears. Across her back are a pair of great swords, as she had taken a third one and had given that to our ranger, which reformed itself into a massive war bow. As you're about to enter, she places a hand onto your shoulder and just kind of gestures for you to step back for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Other thing I appreciate about certain people is that I can tell the difference between warriors, killers, and soldiers. You fit the third category.
I do.
But I have to ask, Isengrim, being a soldier, was that really what you wanted to be? Why did you become a knight?
The easy answer is because that's what I was born to do. The hard answer is because that's what I wanted to become. I still do, actually. I'd like to be a knight someday. Now, officially, I am one, but I think you might know what I mean.
I can make you a deal on something, I think. Something that will supersede that of Asmodeus. Don't think of it as a way for me to appeal to the sensibilities of demons and their ilk. I'm talking of a time long past this point. When your physical body is long decayed, your armor has rusted, and your sword has fallen into pieces. This is the deal I want to offer you. There is a war that's to come. A battle between forces that depict themselves evil. Something I don't, honestly speaking, give a fuck about. The only thing I care about is what role I get to play in that. And though by myself, slaughtering several million demons and several million angels is appealing, there is something that they have that I don't, and I think that that's unfair. You see, the forces of heaven and hell, they don't get to tell you this, but they get to play favorites. Mark their chosen. Pick a few humans every here and there that get to carry their brand and have their loyalties tested and tied. But we four, unaligned to either side, we don't get the option just off the cuff. So I'm going to change the game a little. If you want to be a knight, then why not retain that service to the very end and see how the road goes all the way to the last spark of humanity?
You are correct in that I've already been marked by Asmodeus. And there was a very, very specific reason why I picked him, or let him pick me, rather. There is someone I would be reunited with. Someone of considerably greater skill than myself. Now, I know it's unbecoming, but we're in hell. So I would offer you a counteroffer.
Go on.
How about instead of getting one soldier, you get two?
You wish for me to play a little bit of my hand into this. Make sure that the two of you soul-bound, hearts-crossed knights get to reunite one last beautiful time in blade and body at the very end of all things. And in the process, I get to fuck over Asmodeus.
I see that we both have something we want.
Make me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Okay. So we're on the 7th circle.
Yes.
Are we in the 3rd round?
Technically speaking, yes.
Okay, so would that be like a normal? Because I think I have.
This would be a
disadvantage
normal
on
for you.
okay.
This would be a normal for you due to the rules of hell.
Oh, I'm blessed though.
You are blessed.
23.
You see her kind of tilt her head again and look up towards the sunless sky. She takes a moment, takes a step back, and kind of paces as if weighing the options before she places a hand onto her armor where you see one of these weapons has been molded in, and she pulls the weapon from the armor itself and drives it into the ground and drags a line across it as she's thinking. I'm going to consider something on this counteroffer. You say a soldier of greater skill than you, yes?
Oh, yes.
She draws the weapon out of the ground. You are going to have to meet Asmodeus face to face. You proved that your will, your love, is greater than their desire. And you can consider both of you a part of my army.
Very well, then. We have a deal, Lady War.
She twirls the weapon and places it back into the armor. Understand this. I can by no means grant you both paradise. It's not my call. I'm simply granting you something that I think you and he have lacked. You get the freedom to actually be what you want it to be.
This is better than paradise, as far as I'm concerned. And as for the state it will be in, once all of this is done, well, I'd rather not be there anyway.
You might be surprised. Think of this place as just a precursor to the battlefield of which we will see. And warriors, soldiers, to those like you, battlefields are about the only home you can have. I'll see you when the decision comes to pass. She blows a kiss and fades into the warping warmth of the desert.
When she does that, I mime to catch it. And then I join the others.
According to the others, you get your first sight of the Minotaur stone named Astarion. This almost 20-foot tall hulking beast with torn flesh, 2 curved horns, and this labored breathing as he massages these bruised and worn raw wrists where chains seem to have laid. And Alma, having broken from the group to speak to them.
Can I just quickly ask a housekeeping question? Did we have a long rest?
Yes.
Sometime.
Yes. Yeah. Alma, you have the floor. Oh, yes.
Sorry, I had a housekeeping question too. I could have sworn that we had rolled something, like some type of saving throw last time with the Minotaur.
That was prior to the slight retcon due to
Okay, never mind. I found my notes.
You're good. You are good. Alma, you have the floor.
So I think Alma's gonna walk, she has her hands up and she's gonna walk out a little bit more towards the Minotaur.
Lifts his head. It's a sniff.
I'm sorry you're in pain.
Why did you come, Fleshling?
Because we needed part of you to help us get out of here.
None escape this place. This is torment.
One has before.
One was guided by forces beyond you. Who are you to taunt me with breath of life?
I'm not trying to taunt you.
The air you breathe still has life within it. Your heart still pumps life blood. You see him go like to a crouch, as if to address you. The scent I smell on you is not of the torment of this place. I ask again your name.
My name's Alma.
I am Astarion.
That's a pretty name.
It
You
was
have
one.
lovely horns.
And tilts his head a little bit confused.
I know you say we can't leave. But I have to get home. I'd really like the chance to. And I think the others would also like the chance. But we need there's the dog with the 3 heads, Cerberus. We need his help. And apparently the only way he thinks you're really tasty. Which is probably a weird compliment.
Is this some kind of weird way to soothe the fact that you asked for parts of me?
No, I'm gonna be honest, I just talk a lot.
You mentioned others.
I'm not
You
nearly
mentioned
as good
others.
as it.
Where are they?
I don't know. No, seriously, I don't know. I just walked in here.
You see as he gets a
That
little
was a bad
closer.
idea.
You see as he gets a little bit closer, there's this glassy quality to his eyes.
Your eyes are pretty.
He kind of like tilts his head a little. You see him sniff, and his head tilts to where he recognizes where your scent is.
Mm-hmm.
You are a strange one.
I get that a lot. A lot. Apparently even in hell. I talk a lot. I'm sorry. I'm not nearly as good at talking as Thaddaeus. I think I use less eloquent words, though. So at least you can understand me. But, you know.
Hey, Thaddaeus, do me a favor and give me a stealth roll.
Can I do one too?
At least that's no longer with disadvantage.
Yeah, you know what? For fun, Mercy and Isengrim both give me a stealth roll as well.
Just skulking around somewhere.
You know, Alma, you just can't help yourself. You got to give us all away.
I didn't give you away. I said I didn't know where you were, which is true.
But
lie like a rug.
I got a 5. I'm like swinging my new sky.
It's a dirty
like,
one
the
for
corner.
me.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Non-natural one.
Even.
Dirty one. We're doing
I have
good.
-1 dex.
All right. So, Thaddaeus, you've managed to keep yourself far enough back that he can't seem to scent you out. However, Mercy and Isengrim, a little less lucky, as you see his head lift, sniffs again, and then turns blind eyes over towards where the two of you are. Are those some of your allies?
Where?
Oh, look, they showed up.
Oh, hey guys.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Asterion.
Nice
They're
to
the
meet you.
Minotaur.
You may come out of the shadows.
Can I do
Carefully.
just that?
Yeah. I'm like taking a couple steps, but not getting very close.
Don't mind them, they're just shy.
Hmm.
And also, again, we did kind of come with a really mean, not nice purpose, so it's a little bit awkward, not gonna lie. But, you know.
It will take a bit of convincing to willingly give up parts of my flesh.
Which is understandable. I completely understand. No, it's, a lot. But I also don't, I don't want to attack you.
How is
I-
not attacking things worked out for you here so far?
Okay, considering one of our friends just refers to me as Weylin's shadow constantly, I haven't had to do much attacking first, I'm not gonna lie. Although I did strike Medusa with lightning.
What's his head
That
a
was
little
kinda-
bit? It's like
And I
he
caught her
tilts his
head.
head. He tilts his head more so. Yeah, he hears that part, and his head tilts again in the most like, oh,
I'd show you, but that would be bad.
I also can't see.
Oh. Oh, so was it? Oh, that wasn't gonna work anyways. We did all that for nothing.
Well, if you also wanted my flesh turning to stone.
What I said.
See you say that out loud.
Well, if we cut off something fast enough, hypothetically.
This
that
is
was-
the least soothing conversation I've had here in a long time.
It's not the first time we're told that. I think we give off that energy.
Yeah.
Where is our guide currently?
Eurydice is essentially just next to Thaddeus, just dumbfounded by this entire. It kind of just.
I have definitely turned around to Weylin and said, "You're dumb shit." I told you it wouldn't work.
I'm also just imagining Weylin just been sliding down this massive Arbalest, essentially, and just.
Because of the conversation, or because
Because of the
got annoyed?
conversation.
Like, oh, okay.
I can't
Okay.
do my best silent Weylin, but definitely just looking to Thaddeus at the "you're dumb shit" and just doing the.
Probably aim the arrow at me now.
And murder.
Yeah.
Boy is.
So okay, well that's really good to know. Oh, well then. Anyways, we have Medusa's head. Yeah. So, is there anything I can do to make you feel maybe a little bit more comfortable about us taking your arm? Like,
He seems to think about this.
For what it's worth, I can heal it immediately.
that's a good. We also have healing. Well, they're better at it than I am.
Do we
They're better
need
at a lot
whole
of things than I
arm?
am. I think we just
Could
need
we
a
perhaps
piece.
take a smaller, maybe a small chunk?
I do want to point out.
Do you shed it all,
No.
Mr. Minotaur?
You see him like reach up and scratch it where you see these like gaping wounds on his neck, which he just kind of scratches at.
Isengrim, can you fix that too?
Oh yes. What's wrong?
He holds his hand up at that. Just, it is a purpose of mine. This place here, this realm, it is violence of three kinds. I am the representative of all three.
Infernal fleas is of violence and hell.
Flagellation. To commit violence upon oneself. My existence alone is a violence upon the one above. and my many crimes against mortals like yourself, violence against others. It is not my place to be healed from these crimes.
Well, you didn't decide the punishment, so why
but
would you decide if it's your place or not to be healed?
I am not repentant of these. I did what I did because I wished to, as was my nature to do. I was born with ravenous hunger. I was born as a curse upon my family.
The bear that rips apart a young child because its flesh seemed tasty is no more evil than you are.
I did not consume those that I killed because of my hunger.
No, but you said it was your nature. If it's your nature, then what can you do to help it? Why would you be punished for something you have no control over?
You are a believer of the Most High. Do you believe that the serpent that gave of the knowledge of the fruit to Eve was good or evil? Or was it simply the serpent's nature to lie, to deceive, to be treacherous?
I used to believe it was evil. Now I think the game was rigged.
And of that we may have an agreement. I will offer you a part of myself, but I would like one thing in exchange.
Mm-hmm.
In the depths of this place, in this hell, upon the frozen wastelands that encompass its final circle, there is someone here who does not deserve to be. If it was my nature that put me here, and as you say, if it was simply the nature of all things to be here, then is it not a hypocrisy? But the one that cast me down is here as well. A warrior that I respect greatly. I would see them freed from their icy prison.
What's their name?
I want to see if he had a different name than this. Nope. Theseus. I've heard tell that one here, or at least a being here, freed another from their place and granted them at least a way out of here. I would like the same to be done for him.
At this point, Thaddaeus comes out. He's got his little light, and it's like, yes, I can offer, if they are truly willing, to pledge their soul to God, I can save their soul. I can send them to heaven.
And that is all I ask of. Whether or not they agree is their own decision.
Yes, I can easily offer that.
He takes this clawed hand, and you see him press it to his chest and wrench, and pulls free a chunk of part of himself, and just sets it onto the ground.
Is this allowed to be healed, or is this part of the you can't be healed because of violence thing?
I am a representative of this circle. Healing me would do no good.
Can I give you a hug?
I would like that. He extends a hand for you to hug because he is 20 feet tall and you are small. And as you hug the hand, he reaches the other one up and takes a hold of his left horn, cracks it, and sets that down as well.
Oh, wait. Oh,
He
Your
holds a hand out, and as he does, he places it upon the horn, and you see it begin to slowly shrink down and reshape into a much smaller horn, which he holds out. This will grant to you a part of my aspect if you need it. For a moment, you will share within my pain, but also my strength. May it serve you. In D&D terms, this will allow anyone that wishes to utilize the horn to, in effect, wild shape into the Infernal Minotaur.
Whoa.
Ooh.
This
Does it
will,
have a limited use?
so the use of this horn, it is a one-time usage. Think of it as like the same way as the Potion of Giant Strength. It lasts for 1 minute. I could give you, whoever wants to use it, the stat block for the Infernal Minotaur. You cannot use his lair or legendary actions when in use. Equally, as less so a ability, but more so as a thing in this, you will for a moment share in the consciousness of the Infernal Minotaur, being able to see and feel and perceive how he perceives the world.
so excruciating pain.
Potentially.
I don't know.
Question from the druid:
Yes.
when I do regular wild shape into the Infernal Minotaur, do I feel the pain?
Because you're wild shape, as you are wild shaping into your version of the Infernal Minotaur, yes, this is in effect you taking on the form of the progenitor of them. So that's why it's a bit different.
Got it.
Will you be
Oh,
blind
yes.
while shaping into this minotaur?
This is why it is the concept of how he perceives the world. As he is effectually blind, but he can perceive things. Which means that, which in another term for this would have meant that any attack that would have targeted him for blindness or vision-based attacks would in effect not work on him, as he does not see.
So does it work similarly to the way Isengrim? Because Isengrim can't see either, right?
In a way. In a different way to Isengrim's, but yes, in a way. Because he can perceive things in a much further radius, it's just viewed differently. He sits back and kind of just waits, it seems.
While this
Thank
is all
you.
going on, what is War doing?
War is no longer here.
Oh, okay. She left.
Bored, probably.
Actually, give me a perception. Just to clarify something.
Ooh. That is really good. That's a 19.
Looking around, you can see that there is somebody kicking their feet on like the top of the ruins above, but they aren't wearing the same armor as War. They also are smaller by a large margin. As a thing, War was like 6'8". Like War was big. This is almost childlike in size, just kicking their feet, watching.
You really did build War to just be.
War is just Rhea Ripley. War is just on God, just Rhea Ripley with long red hair, not even playing.
Like, I don't know, Alex, there. before the? Did you hear the description of war at any point?
I hadn't until not too long ago.
Yeah.
This person's just kind of
Kicking their feet,
Watching.
just watching.
okay. I'll
They
just
don't
kinda keep
seem
an eye
bored.
out.
They just kind of seem childishly entertained by the whole thing.
Okay.
Weylin seething and not being able to kill something yet again.
I mean, a giant bull. I feel like Weylin might want a hug.
It's 50-50.
I can't
No.
even be mad at that.
No, it's not.
Are we having fun at their expense and they're not even here to defend
No.
themselves? What?
No.
Just
Feel
group
better,
hug.
Casper.
With
Yeah.
that 19, actually, Mercy, you catch sight of something else.
Eagle eyes today.
With the 19, you also see in the distance, almost in sunless sky, you see this large, what looks like a link of chain, and you see that part of it break. It is almost so far in the distance that it appears almost half visible, but you just see it snap.
Does this chain look like anything familiar?
You recall seeing Weylin break a few of those. That is about the extent of your knowledge.
Okay.
And not even in terms of like historical knowledge either. Like this is not a thing you recognize.
Okay. I'll just kind of mosey over to Thaddaeus and give him a little poke and a nod up to our spectator. Just so you see.
See.
They continue to kick their feet. They notice that they have been seen. They give a little wave. So,
My motion. Come on down. Join us.
they seem to think it over. I get it. They put their hands onto the platform that they're on, stand on the air, and start to walk down it as if it's steps.
Well, that's impressive.
Yes. Nice.
And as they get to the bottom, you see they are genuinely childlike in size. You can't. Hi. Sorry, my cat just yelled at me from the door. You can't see their face as their upper body is very much covered in this. Well, it looks like a cloak of some kind that also keeps their hands covered. But when they do move their hands, you can see that there are a pair of gloves that are wrapped around them as well. That seem to then have bandages that go up the arms. But even with every motion that they make, that cloak never moves from their face. They just kind of look between everybody. The Minotaur begins to slink back a little bit, kind of back to its original position.
Greetings, we're the travelers, and you are?
An old friend, it says, directly in Thaddeus' own voice.
Ah!
Oh no, now there's two.
Alma, you should be beside yourself with joy.
Is this the flesh dog? No.
A much older friend, it says in Mercy's voice.
Oh.
Now Alma's gonna start signing. Fuck this shit.
It signs back. With you from since the beginning, and in Isengrim's voice, we'll be with you in the end.
Would it be possible to roll to see if we have an idea of who this person is?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I just
the player, have a
guess?
theory, but
For Isengrim Thaddaeus, Alma, give me a religion check. For
I'm not good at
Mercy,
that.
give me an arcana.
I was just gonna do a 50-50 guess.
Come on, baby, let's go.
What am I doing? Religion?
Yes.
Oh, that's intelligence.
25.
Oh no, I failed.
10?
15.
Hold up. You're all blessed. Remember, you're blessed.
Oh, bless.
It won't matter.
What'd you roll?
27.
19.
Nice.
I rolled a 6.
Oh. Well, for everyone that rolled above a 15, Mercy, because of what you are, you get a slightly different aspect of what this is.
Nice.
So I'll just say what you get as you look at it. You recognize that this being is an aspect of something that you would have only seen if you had pulled from a mystical artifact known as the Deck of Many Things. From a very specific card, you recognize that this is an aspect of death. For the others, you recognize that this is the most dangerous of the four horsemen. This is death.
I fucking knew it.
It places its hands behind the back of its head in a very like a kid kicking its feet.
Well met.
I wanted to see if you were going to do what I expected you to.
Which is?
I expected you to not show mercy to this thing. You surprised me, which is nice.
He has a name.
I know. We've had long conversations. You can kind of tell, you can't see, but you can kind of tell there's always this little smile on this being's face. Though you cannot see his face. Its face.
Why did we surprise you?
You showed that you cared.
Why didn't we?
Looks over to Astarion. Looks back to the group. Why would you? You're human.
Humans can care.
Sure, they can care.
They're rather
Why would you?
creative too.
You can. Every human can care. Every human can show mercy. Every human can show compassion. And all of you have also shown that you are willing to change. But you're also all here for a reason. It's not like any of you are innocent of that fact. It shrugs.
Maybe the fact that we're able to surprise both you and ourselves is the reason we'll be able to get out of here.
I hope so.
Thank you. That word means a lot here.
Hope.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my place to see people suffering. There's no point to it.
Are you more like war or famine?
I'm like neither. I'm more and less.
Well, Famine seemed sad about their duty. War is very into it.
There was one thing that came before me in the start of all things. Life. Something had to be born. And then I came to being. It means that something has to die. Everything. I don't have to take pleasure in what I do, because what I do is what I am. I don't have to derive sorrow from it. Everything has a start, everything has an end. Eventually, even I too will cease to be.
It's very pragmatic.
Shrugs. Makes things easy. But it doesn't mean I have to enjoy gestures to the world around it. What I should be a release. Then again, all of this, looks around. Would have never been my idea in any event. But not my place to provide judgment on its creation. I simply am.
You're very serene throughout this whole thing.
What would you prefer?
Oh no, I'm just surprised.
Yeah, no, please stay this way. That wasn't a challenge.
In some ways, it's a way to cope, I suppose. I could always be more emotional about these things. But I'm a friend. And at the end, when everybody eventually comes to see me, I would like for them to see me as a peaceful resolution.
That's
No.
nice. Would you help us then? Get out so we can meet you on better terms?
Unfortunately, just like decisions of this place and beyond, it's not my place to help.
Worth asking.
It's always worth asking. The least worst I can do is say no.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
I don't know how time works here. Have you met my daughters yet?
I hovered by your bedside before you gave birth to them, as I do with all births, as I do in the beginning. But no, I haven't had the pleasure and ordeal of meeting them. Not yet.
Thank you.
Of course. And if it helps, I did guide your husband peacefully, as much as I could.
It does.
Their hooded face turns a bit to Thaddaeus. You intrigue me.
How so?
You hold yourself to a strange station, don't you? You are seeking repentance that you don't know why.
Well, without all of our memories, it's difficult to know exactly why. But yes.
You think if you had all of your memories, if you knew who you were, what your station was, that you would care this much?
Probably.
Hold his head a little bit. Like I said, you intrigue me.
Because I have to look at it this way. As you say, we have all earned our place here. So I would prefer to be able to leave and to not come back. The only way to do that is to change. So I don't need all of my memories to know that I need to find a different path. Having those memories would frame what needs to be done or what has been done. But it's not necessary to know that I need to find a better path.
I hope you retain that. I hope that when you do get out of here, if you do get out of here, you remember that. Like I said, I don't think that suffering is of any use. If one has to die, it should be quick.
We're clearly not Catholic.
You could tell that it's kind of laughing a little at that. If it wasn't for the fact that I believe that you can truly change, and that the person that you are when you leave, if you leave this place, will be better than who you were when you came in, we would be having a very different conversation.
Fair.
I am a serene and patient individual. I follow no laws of heaven or hell. And the places I can send you to can be far, far worse. I hope we all can meet again. At the end, when we can meet as friends. And you see him turn, holds out his hand, and this collection of funeral petals flows from his palm out as this long scythe forms. And as he takes hold of it and swings it out, you see that from the trail that it forms, a large door opens. This massive iron gateway, and as it pushes open, there's this void that he begins to step through. And he swings the scythe back and extends it, and that door closes with a loud sound of a bell going off.
I want to be all the horsemen's friends.
I haven't met pestilence yet. Maybe don't say that too quickly.
Yeah, my immunocompromised ass. Like, hey, pestilence.
As Weylin is going to step out from where they were and are just going to sign. I'm not going to try to. I'm just going to sign out. Do we want to try to double back now, or what do we want to do?
Actually, this is so they can whistle for Cerberus. And
Yeah.
so, and then I guess feed Cerberus, the Minotaur.
Yep.
And befriend Cerberus that way. And then do we really have to double back to get to the person that Weylin wants to kill? Or can we also bring that person to us?
It's Beelzebub, right?
Yeah.
We're going back a couple of months in discussion, so the details
No,
have gotten fuzzy.
you're correct. Centrally speaking, if you feed Cerberus will open their own personal gateway because they can also travel through to the third in order to face Beelzebub in their hunting ground, as they put it.
Okay.
We do need to honor our deal with the Minotaur, though. He asked us to free Theseus. I'd like to do that first.
Well, they're in the last circle.
In the ninth.
The last one? Okay.
Yeah.
They're in the very last circle.
My mistake.
We have to make it to the last circle.
It's true.
God,
Two more.
Two more. One of the two being the technical longest of the circles. As it has, I think, 10 subcircles.
The 8th, right?
Yeah. It's the you have the thing. How many subcircles are in the 8th? Not subcircles really, but
there are 10.
Yep.
Is it the Malabosa? Or is that... Yeah.
Yes. And I think you had mentioned that Thaddaeus is not necessarily 6 anymore, that you were contemplating changing. So that is a mystery to me. So that will be fun.
There's a thing for that now. Yeah. I'm fucking with stuff because it's fun. Because I'm sequel baiting is why I'm fucking with things. Because I'm a theater kid.
I would have never guessed.
This is also my way of saying, like, how do you want to go about this? Because you have an ability to go back. The only rule that was given, which was only given to Weylin, is that Kerberos cannot enter into the ninth without suffering consequences.
So Kerberos can bring us back afterwards, right?
Yes. Kerberos can take you to any circle that you want except the ninth.
So Kerberos can just take us to the 10th Volga.
Correct.
And drop us off there, right by the exit.
That is the theory. That is the theory. I will not confirm or deny that something good or bad will happen if you do that, but that is the theory.
Okay.
You're certainly welcome to try. You are very welcome to try.
That was try me, bitch.
that was. I'm not going to tell you there are going to be consequences, but maybe you'll find out. I have a scale for you, you see.
So, should we remove ourselves further away from the Minotaur before you whistle for Cerberus?
Oh yeah, we should leave the arena. Bye, Astarion. It was nice meeting you.
His little wave.
We can be pen pals. Like,
I have no writing utensils.
well, voice memos. Like, I don't know.
Teach you message.
Yeah,
I'll teach you message, Alma.
Yeah, I'll learn message. I'll send you messages.
He smiles and kind of just like curls himself up a little bit more to sleep.
Good night. And Alma just walks away. I think she skips, like, actually skips.
Weylin has the most, like, what the fuck look on their face looking at Alma.
Oh, yeah.
Alma's just living her best life right now.
I fucking pet Cerberus. I hugged the Minotaur. Death was chill. War was cool. Famine was super, like, nice. My husband's no longer in hell. I'm fucking fine.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna say to...
Do not rest this up for me, Jhevaunte. I swear to God, do not take the message out.
I'm actually gonna say to Alma, like, your ability to make friends with things is genuinely frightening.
It's really impressive.
I mean that in the most heartfelt way. This is scary.
Oh, they weren't. Well, if they were gonna hurt me, I just struck him with lightning, but he didn't, and it was really nice, and he was really sad, and
Yes.
I can murder. Like, come on.
Oh no. That's not my. I don't doubt that. I've seen you do it. It's just keep that. That's handy.
Okay.
And also, it does things I didn't think it was able to.
Like, get the arm, or I mean, get the.
I've never known anyone that could be talked into giving a chunk of their flesh. Anyone. And I've spent a lot of time amongst people who literally flagellate themselves when they think bad thoughts.
Were you two on the recruiting team for your religion? Because I've heard a lot about flagellating and suffering being a major component of this religion.
I've never done it myself, but I was part of a religious order that was somewhat strict.
You need a hug?
I had to buy whoever has a Minotaur horn, if you attune to it, there is an added effect.
No, thank you.
Okay. Also, does anyone want the Minotaur horn? Because I can already turn into a Minotaur, so it feels a little selfish to use the Minotaur horn. I mean, I'd like to, but like also it'd be really selfish, and the rest of you, like, mercy.
As a thing, attuning to the object does not use the object. Just so people know.
But it means that it's like specifically like you're the one that can use it, right? You
Yes.
can't like unattune, right?
Yeah. Correct. Well, you could. It would just take a while.
You can.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like any other magic item. You could attune it, unattune it.
I've never played D&D.
Well, it's only a one-time use.
Okay, don't turn into a Minotaur one time.
That's true.
I have
Don't
a
you
feeling
die
there's a different
often.
benefit for attuning to it.
True. Can I, as we kind of meander to figure out where we're going, can I cast Identify to figure out what that benefit is?
I'm not opposed as you cast Identify on the object. Things that you learn, other than the stuff I told you with the being able to turn into the Infernal Minotaur Progenitor, essentially. As attuning to the object, you are capable of accessing. This is not a full, like, there's a side benefit that is more roleplay heavy, and then there's the actual benefit. So the side benefit that is roleplay heavy is that you are capable of attuning to the. This is a weird way to describe this. Musical symphony of pain around you. You are.
That was very.
When attuned to this item, you are essentially able to see and understand the notes of people's emotional and physical distresses and can access them as memories. While attuned, you are also capable of casting, and I know you can cast this, so there's a little added thing for this. You can cast Inflict Wounds without spending a spell slot. The Inflict Wounds is no longer based upon touch if you are capable of casting it, as you instead cast Inflict Wounds from those same signatures of pain symphonies.
Interesting.
Changing Inflict Wounds from being a touch-based spell to being capable of casting it up to 30 feet.
At will.
At will.
At will. What, would that be like a first level?
It'll be a first level Inflict Wounds.
You get, but also you can like get people's memories of
You
pain.
get people's memories of their emotional and physical distresses.
I want to do it for a really shitty roleplay reason.
Well, Nox, you earned this horn. 'cause-
No, but also everyone, she can already do it. She can already like turn into a minotaur. I just really want to see Thaddeus' memory.
Question is, do you have to have your
I
memories
honestly don't think
for them to be
Nox
read?
does.
I don't have inflict wounds. Can I
Not
have
all,
it?
Or Alma,
Not-
rather. Sorry.
not all memories, not all symphonies are played by memory. Some are played by feel.
Yeah, I think Alma would definitely not want to see the memories.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
Well,
Yeah, I don't have inflict wounds because apparently druids can't injure people. That was a joke. I just don't have it.
They
No
have
one
like
else
And
wants it.
moonbeam.
I don't think I have inflict wounds either. I think it's clerics only.
I have light, which I took because that sounds fucking awesome.
So maybe Isengrim should take the horn.
Well, Thaddeus is the cleric, right?
Oh, sorry,
Isn't
sorry.
Grim's a paladin?
yes.
My bad. That's what I meant.
It'd just be so funny if we gave it to Weylin.
Thaddeus has already received one item that is that has been attached. So I mean, if no one wants the horn, sure he'll take it. But
I would like to have the horn.
Here you go.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I guess I'll stick it in my belt somehow because I don't even know if I have any kind of backpack or whatever.
I mean, yeah, you could attach it to the
Just pop
belt,
it on.
I suppose.
Be sure that's the way you activate it. I don't want to turn into the Minotaur right now.
Yeah.
Almost chew it on a piece of gum and just goes one side.
There's a fucked way to activate it, and I will tell that whenever it does.
Does it get consumed once it's activated?
It is consumed once it is activated.
Yeah, good
So
to
we
know.
can't keep it like a shark tooth
No, it's
necklace.
consumed once
Heaviest
activated.
fucking shot.
Like
Just imagining
that's like
Isengrim
what-
just tick, tick, tick.
I traveled through hell and all I got was this stupid T-shirt or something.
It is,
How do we get a
it is
Minotaur horn?
consumed when
Instant.
activated, but like other infernal items, it is melded to a portion of your weaponry, armor, or other accoutrement when
Attuned.
attuned.
Very cool. 3 10. Wow.
As you are
So-
as you are continuing to wander through the deserts, I'm going to presume for the moment heading towards where Alma saw this long snake-like being moving towards the massive hole in the ground. That's what I'm assuming you are.
That's where I'm going.
Okay, cool.
I'm taking over, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, giant snake, get me in.
Let's
It's
do like
my-
a safari side quest. It's
It's
fine.
my boy. Alec is my boy. I love Garyon so much.
As you all are walking, you all begin to hear a soft lullaby-esque song begins to play throughout the desert. Thankfully, as you all can speak the language of Babel, you can understand what it is being said, but it is being sung in Latin. The words are Ubi abscondis, dulcis puer, dulcis puer.
And
It
for those
is-
of us who do not speak Latin,
For those of you that do not speak Latin, the words are, "Where art thou hiding, my sweet child, my sweet child?"
Oh, I was close. Child. What? Is it coming from the snake?
Nope. It seems to be, as you are walking, coming from all around you, as if there are things singing from under the sand.
Oh, we're in that circle.
It seems to come from everywhere at once.
Yes.
Just gonna try and use my banner to sort of beat the rhythm of what's being sung.
You first are hitting sand as you're beating it, and then you start to hear this as if you're hitting solid ground.
What is this?
And the sand starts to pull away from you all and drop down as you come to see that where you all are standing is this massive, almost like a battlement. Where the sand continues to drop, you can see figures clad in armor with a white robe on the front and a giant stylized red cross at its center. All laying almost in a circle around this battlement, and then in concentric circles around that as well. Their hands all outstretched up towards the battlement. The singing gets louder. The lyrics begin to continue and change as you now hear "Penitis somnum liberos, mater benitavis," which in translation is "sleep deeply and free, mother is hunting."
Do Thaddeus and I recognize any of the faces? Considering they're wearing like red crosses.
Unfortunately, the faces no, as they are worn away. They are skeletons, essentially. But you do know this armor. You do recognize these figures.
And we're currently like on that battlement.
On the battlement.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
what did you do?
I'm not sure. I thought it was trying to communicate, and I...
Is anyone else concerned about them singing about mother hunting? Is that what they said?
Yeah.
The lyrics continue as the next lines you hear is "Audite et sequimini ad infinitum." Listen and follow. Sorry, not ad infinitum. It's a different word from that. Might be. One moment. Near to read my translations. Yeah. Listen and follow into infinity.
So all these people is Isengrim currently dressed like the people?
Isengrim's armor is different. Isengrim's armor is seemingly a little bit more traditional than theirs, as a point of reference. There is a shifting movement in the sand, as if something large in the sand that's still there is moving under it.
Is that like point? Well, actually, no. I couldn't. Never mind. I couldn't.
Not on a
It's too
rack,
far away from me.
certainly.
I get that reference. There is the sand continues to shift, and as you see what seems like this spike juts out, the song gets louder, and then as it goes back in, it softens again.
Oh.
Hey, Mercy, are you able to identify weird things in the sand?
I think I have to touch it.
Oh,
And hey,
have to
Alma,
let's
are
not
you
do
willing to
that.
make? Are you able to make friends with whatever that was?
I mean,
I could
if I'm
detect
able to introduce
thoughts.
myself, I can try, but I don't know if you actually want me to do that.
Well,
I could send it a message.
Yeah, send them a message, introduce us, say, like, hi, my name is Mercy, this is Alma and Thaddeus and Weylin and Isengrim. We just wanted to say hi. How are you? What's your name? You can reply to this message.
Can we actually see the creature, or you said it's under the sand?
Every now and again, you see its the spine jut out, and then it goes back under.
Um, I'll send it a message, but I don't think I'll be as wordy. I think I'll just say, "Are you mother?"
I want you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
As what assails your mind in response to that question?
I got natural 20.
Good. You do not suffer any psychic damage, as what assails your mind as you ask this is the lullaby that is being sung, as if 1,000 people are singing this song directly into your ear at the same time.
You're stuck on the It's a Small World ride at Disney World.
However, as you ask this message, you see the spine juts out and the movement stops.
Yeah, I'm not gonna send another message.
It slowly sinks into the sand. And for everyone else, the song begins to soften, soften, and soften until it is a whisper.
And so we
So,
move away from this place as well.
I was
I
gonna say, so do
don't
we want to
think.
run?
There is
No.
this cacophony as the sand bursts up. This thing intertwining around the battlement as the same chorus begins to echo out as you see the face of what appears like an old man in facial structure attached to the body of this massive serpent, draped along its essentially underside. You see these similar skeletons of these Templar garbed figures have been speared into and attached to it, the song escaping from their mummified bodies in this loud cacophonous chorus. As you are, can I pull an image of you? Did I save one? Is the question. I think I did. But I think many things, and not all of them, are correct. No, I have to pull one. That's fine. I can do that. As the massive titanic figure of Garion looks down at all of you.
Well, Alma, I don't think I'm as good at making friends as you.
I'm so happy right now.
What a weird thing to be happy about.
Yeah,
Just
almost
imagining
gonna
my
try
ears
to.
ringing.
Alma is just smiling, like wide-eyed, looking at Carrie.
There we go. I have it. I'm gonna get an image here for you all.
Jhevaunte, what do I have to roll to befriend Gary? Or do I just start talking?
Cannot believe you. I can't.
Just
Well,
do
you're
it, you don't need-
surprised?
No, I'm not. Not in the slightest.
Okay, so context for those watching stream. Session 0, I was like, listen, as long as I get to be like hang out with my boy, I will be so happy this campaign. So you had ample warning. We've been playing this for months.
This
Look,
is
oh,
what
it's
leaks down
Rose.
into you.
Boy, look at
Look at his face.
Look at my boy.
As this creature looks down at you all, and as it opens its mouth, the singing stops. And I think it's around here that we're going to go ahead and take a quick 10-minute break. Get ourselves drink, snack, a moment of reflection, and then we're going to be back into this. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. So diving back in as Garion, with equally blinded eyes, looks down upon the group in question, letting out this noxious breath. Eurydice kind of tightening the string on one of her lute on her lute, just looking up with a little bit of trepidation.
We're just passing through.
Hi.
The
Nature
void. You want to journey through to the ninth. I am Garion.
Nice to meet you. I'm Alma. How's your day?
His body kind of winds a little bit more, and you see the battle begin to creak under the pressure of its motion. As a thing, for those of you that see it, its massive body is coiling around, and you still see more of it in the sand.
I am here to serve a purpose.
Which is?
Under the orders of the one below. I am to guide you through the Mal branch.
Oh.
Its body lowers again, kind of getting eye level to everybody.
If you are ready, we will journey.
Well. So we could... I just like turning to the others, like, so we could get there, call Kerberos, and then...
Yeah. I mean, they're here to guide us. It'd be rude to say no.
Yes, agreed.
We will journey.
He's blind.
He's blind. He cannot see any of you nodding.
Yes.
Rude.
Yes, we are to journey. Thank you.
Forgot
It's-
about that part.
It's
Put my map away as I was about to ask the question.
its mouth opens,
Oh.
and you hear this as it begins to distend and break. As instead of a throat, you see this yawning abyss.
Step through.
Are we going there?
I will guide you through. But the way is treacherous. And this will be the safest option.
Is it gonna hurt you?
Nothing can.
Oh, that must be nice.
All right, then.
Oh, Weylin! And Alma grabs Wayland's hand and just drags.
Wayland's like digging heels into the ground as you are dragging them through, but and they have to go because they don't have a choice today.
Follow.
Mm-hmm.
Enter. Quietly.
So you all step
Peacefully.
into the yawning void. You hear the same as the bones crack back into place and the jaw closes. For a moment, you are plunged into quiet darkness. You feel
Light.
a shift. Yeah, as you cast the light. Hey, this will be a fun little roll here.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't like how
This
you
is not a
rolled
hurt. This is not a hurt roll.
Okay.
This is to determine what thing you see. Around you, as you cast light, there is this glimmering candlelight that seems to follow the line of your light flashing on. As you see surrounding you a row of pews bedecked in satin, all facing where the mouth had closed, a single wooden stand. Upon rests a large gilded book, and behind it a massive stained glass window. This is kind of examining the light around. Where there would be the lining of the throat, you see a stone wall moving up into this archway. A cathedral.
Curious. You know, I'm gonna go try to read the book.
In the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Marion is a church.
What stands before you is this massive Bible.
Thaddeus has to go up and take a look at it.
Thaddeus, look, this is strange mythology.
I've heard stories like this before.
Thaddeus, the book reads something a little bit different for you.
Okay.
As you continue to read from that passage. And though the Word was with God and the Word was God, what is God to those who cannot read of our words? What is salvation to those who only know of it from what we teach? What is truth to those that only can justify it by what it offers them? This cathedral looks very familiar to you. As a memory awakens of your first time as a child ever stepping foot into a church. The first sermon you've ever heard. That first grasp, not just of salvation, but even as a child, that one inkling of the power that the words of a trusted person can have over a congregation. There is a shift as it seems like Garion moves further. And you see from the windows outside, there's these lights that dance past, just this. If something is quickly moving through as well. And as there's another instant moment of utter darkness, as that light returns, you can see from where this church was at the end, there is a door.
I guess we continue walking, or Thaddeus definitely does.
Yeah.
Thaddeus is basically trying not to draw attention.
Can I roll to see if I notice that is?
Give me an insight. I will say, Thaddeus, just roll for me a d20, and then I want you to add your.
I'm blessed, right?
You are blessed. Roll for me
To,
roll for me a d20, and just add for me your wisdom modifier.
Not very well.
So that was a 34.
Jesus Christ!
That was a 6.
All right,
I rolled a 2.
took an overkill. I mean, yeah, Alma, you are picking up that Thaddeus is a little more like not trying to draw attention, but there seems to be thoughts collecting. Thaddeus, as you push open the door to the next room, this one's a bit more cloistered. You see, not. Oh, sorry, I've had flies. Someone just tried to buzz up my nose. You see, one that has a room not too large. Most of the walls you see are taken up by scrolls and tomes. A small desk that has what you can see as another Bible on the left side, a large scroll and a quill which has been feverishly been writing upon, just scribble after scribble of words and words and words. Seems to be translations of this text. Another recognition, as Thaddeus, you recognize this room very well. This was a way that you were taught. Recitation, being able to memorize and rewrite over and over these same words that were drilled into you. Enough so that their meaning didn't matter anymore. Of note, in this room and in the prior room, the artistry and the statuettes around depicting saints and angelic beings and Christ. And in this room, the same, but these statues seem a little bit smaller. There's darkness again. It's more whooshing sound as something continues to move. An almost serpent-like hiss as this continues, and another door opens at the end of this room.
Proceed.
I'll follow. I'm just kind of tagging behind.
Church once more, smaller. The walls are wooden, parapets less beautifully arranged, but comfortable. Almost more so than the prior room. Your first church, your first congregation, the first to listen to your words, to be saved, to be helped. Back when your goal, your passion was to save and to help. This place didn't last that long. Not long enough for you. Because things that are designed to save and help aren't what they wanted. Not those that also gave to you orders. There was a shudder, and there's new statues also around some of the older ones. You still see the same saints and martyrs and Christs. But of the statues that are there, the saints and the martyrs seem larger than the angels and the statues of Christ. There is another massive shake, and the world goes dark again. As the light returns, it's the same setup of this room, but there is something gilded about it. You can see new furnishings, new attachments to this place. More pews, more people to file in. And there's this ever-present sound as coin and offering begin to flow in. And it's here that some of these words from that book begin to ring true to you. At what point did your desire or belief in helping stop being about others, about saving, and became more about your survival in this world where saving and helping didn't matter as much as the offering?
That would be an intriguing question, as he would have Thaddeus definitely perceives things differently than that. It would have been quite some time before he realized he was trapped. Quite some time, because it would have been a very slow progression where he was just doing, what he was told, what he was trained to do, given different duties. And as he was brought down that particular path, it would have been quite a while. He would have been so far in and so far deep before he realized, yeah, he's stuck. So that's, yeah, it would have been years.
I want you to roll for me a d10. As there's this other, again, this, as if something is again moving rapidly, and the world shakes, goes dark, and back up. For Isengrim, Mercy, and Alma, the three of you looking down begin to see on the ground of this wooden floor, scattered against the floor, are these coins, these golden coins that are hitting the ground and seemingly melting out. And equally, from the wood, you see these serpents pushing out of the ground. But they don't seem to be coming towards you all. You instead see them gathering under Thaddeus's feet, the snakes wrapping around his ankles. Thaddeus, you cannot see or feel this. Only the others can.
And keep in mind, he's wearing a gold-looking cloak that isn't really gold. It's really more lead, but it flows and billows, and so yeah. It is an illusion.
Do these serpents look like they're threatening Thaddeus at all?
You see, as they're winding around, they don't seem to be going up any further than his ankles, but they are hissing violently at one another and at Thaddeus.
Now, if there's a path to take, he's just going to continue slowly walking.
You attempt to lift your feet and find that you cannot move from your spot.
Okay.
Oh. Can I mage hand and see if I can just pick a serpent up and just move it slightly over? slide
Can
to
I
the right.
befriend the snakes?
You do Mage Hand, and you are able to lift the serpent, which hisses violently. If you want to try to attempt an animal handling check,
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I
would
do.
say go right ahead, Alma, but I will say do this at disadvantage.
Okay.
Do I need to? I guess I'm using
No,
magic.
you're just Mage Handing.
I don't really care if it bites it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just Mage Handing it. Yeah.
If I sit it down, does
That's-
it just go instantly back?
See, if Alma gets this, she'll try and convince the snake to bite Thaddeus. And I'm not sure if Alma realizes she's not out of hell yet. She can be judged again.
That's a 32 with disadvantage.
So the
my
snake,
God.
as you're like trying to handle it, it doesn't bite you. That's what your animal handling gets you. The snake doesn't bite you.
Oh, you are
It falls in love with you.
beautiful. You are a beautiful, beautiful snake. Oh, look at those things.
It hisses and begins to slither though back towards Thaddeus,
No.
almost as if it is paying no mind to
No,
you.
No, leave him alone.
You try to guide it back, and it hisses and continues to move back.
Are you gonna hurt him?
It
Come here.
coils around the ankle
Okay.
and hisses at you as you try to move it again.
Well, if he dies, he dies. So, oh wait, he has if he can't move, can I take the torch?
Yeah,
Isengrim.
He can't walk.
I'm gonna try and see if I can
And I guarantee you he's holding
stab
the
one of the
torch.
snakes.
You gonna try to do what?
I would like to stab one of these snakes. Please.
No.
I'm not going to be making an attack roll. As you bring your spear down towards one of the serpents, you see it pierce in, and as it lets out a hiss, it dissolves into gold.
All right, then just
The more
it's
that
like
you
whack-a-mole. We'll stab a
The more
snake
that-
rather.
the more that you do, the more that this gold dissolves and just kind of seems to pool on the ground. There is another shift. The world once more goes dark. And as it comes back up, more of this gold, molten golden pool, and these snakes have appeared and are starting to encroach up Thaddeus's leg.
I don't know if you can stab all of them.
They are currently around his knees.
Thaddeus?
Thaddeus is
You
still unable
cannot,
to move.
You still cannot
Can you
feel
feel
it.
anything?
Move his legs.
Can
Still
Thaddeus
can't.
hear us?
You can hear them. You can hear them commenting on the snakes and the gold. You have no idea what they're talking
No.
about.
Now that the snakes are coiling up his legs, he still can't feel that.
You still cannot feel them. You cannot see
Okay.
them. You cannot feel them.
Hey,
Oh.
asshole. Snap out of it. I was just gonna say.
And
Yes,
that's the thing,
Weylin
Thaddeus.
Shadow, how may I help you?
Okay, I'm trying to help you. There's snakes around your knees.
I don't perceive of any of that. I don't see any snakes. I'm just standing here. For some reason, I can't move my legs. But you're clearly seeing something I'm not. I am here to be judged. It's probably best if we just let things take their course. We can't change the judgment. It's going to happen.
Of course, you can't see the snakes around your legs, Thaddeus. You hear from the pedestal. Why would you, as there are none around you? The only serpents here are the sinners that want to drive you and all others away from the light.
Do we hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
No idea.
And standing at the pedestal, you see a man garbed in bishop-esque clothing that is lined almost like veins running through the clothing with gold. At the head of this, I do not know what the hat that they wear is called.
It's a mitre.
Call it the Pope hat. We get it.
At the top of this, you see the sign of the cross, but at its center is this large, almost like golden medallion at its center, with the priest hands crossed across their chest, visage at its emblem center. Our goal is to show them the light. Our goal is to bring them salvation. Are we not the saviors that we were called to be?
You're asking me to judge you. I have no knowledge of you. I am unable to judge you.
There are no serpents, Thaddaeus. Just those that want to see serpents.
Is Thaddaeus able to move his legs?
You can. You lift your legs. For the others, you see him lift the legs, and the serpents and the gold follows him as you move.
Continue walking.
You are here due to a clerical error. We did as was ordained. We did what we knew was right. There's no sin that we have committed. What sin could we possibly have committed?
Again, I know nothing of you. I cannot judge you.
Know me. You know of your own sins.
I do.
That which has been absolved already. Why would you be here?
We still have a journey to make. One does not just leave hell without making the journey.
This figure gestures to them. You wish to save those that, at the end of it, do you think are sorry for the sins they've committed? A pagan willing to sacrifice you to save themselves. A heretic from a place far beyond this one, more willing to learn ancient and forbidden knowledge as opposed to their own salvation. A former righteous soldier of God, willing to throw all of what was given to them away for an unjust love. You wish to try to appeal to that as opposed to undo this injustice in God's light?
I do not know which injustice in God's light you are referring to. And as for my companions, we arrived here together. We have traveled together. If it is within my ability to save them, I will gladly do so.
Some of the serpents and gold begins to fall away from his knees as he says this. They are beneath where we stand. Their plight is not ours. They are beyond where our salvation must be.
They have a different salvation, a different judgment.
Then why care to journey with them?
One does not simply abandon those out of an illusion of no longer needing. We are traveling companions. And there's no knowing what we may encounter along the way. We all have a role to play, and it's possible together we can all reach salvation.
Would you sacrifice your your salvation, to see that they could achieve it.
See, this is an interesting question.
Is it?
As I have already been cautioned by an angel not to make any deals.
I'm not asking a
And
deal.
answering your question is the equivalent of making a deal.
No, I am simply asking if you would.
Yes.
The
Really?
figure looks stunned. And then
I
he
have
smiles.
already explained or attempted to explain to one of my traveling companions that what we do is not about us. And yes, I am willing, if the situation arose, to follow through with that. It's not about me. It's not about each of us. It's about what can happen together. It's about hope. It's about the light. It's not about us.
There's still this look of stunned, almost disbelief, as the snakes and gold fall away from your knees and your legs, and you can find yourself able to move again. And it feels like that cloak on your shoulder feels a lot lighter. I taught you of what salvation meant. I was so proud to see where you were. I suppose my teachings were wrong in that regard.
No, do I recognize this? Or at least who what this being looks like now? Or is this still the snake?
He appears to you to look like I don't remember if you put his name in the thing you sent me.
Oh no,
But
no,
no.
I put the names of the victims.
Yeah. He looks to you like essentially your teacher in
Okay.
the church. Isengrim, he's also recognizable to you as this was the bishop that to the Templars had given the absolved speech. The one that had inadvertently damned every Templar. As it is not for man to absolve one's sins.
Or seeing Alma just chilling, not knowing who this guy is.
You kind of recognize this person a little bit. You wouldn't know them by name. You wouldn't know their station. You would recognize them as one of the other figures that was beside, almost like standing behind as an authority behind Thaddaeus when he cast the judgment.
Oh, okay. Almost pissed.
Mercy's next to a desk, just like sliding a piece of paper over to take for herself. Just watching this.
You could add a piece of paper to your inventory.
Ah, perfect. No idea what's happening.
For what it is worth, Thaddaeus, means very little in this place. I'm sorry for misleading you.
It is a lesson that has to be learned.
There's more to await you all further in. As you hear the door open.
Thaddeus just nods and continues walking.
Thaddaeus, as every step you take, more memories as this almost thudding, echoing footstep pops into your mind, more memories begin to flow in. Judgments you cast, the reasons for doing so. And at the last step before the door, possibility of regret.
Oh. He just keeps walking. And again, I mean, you've said this, I don't know, however many sessions ago, that Thaddeus had already figured out that it's about making it through. So he will endure and just keep walking. You're muted.
I am muted. This room that you all see is a long, dark corridor lit only by a few sconces hanging on the walls. On these walls, with these sconces, you can see a myriad of symbols that have been drawn against it. Essentially, old holy symbols. There is a single person that is kneeling on both knees, facing away from the group, in similar, if a little bit more ornate armor to Isengrim's. It is who you think it is, Isengrim.
Hello.
Hello. I suppose it's high time that we do this.
Yes, it is.
He stands up, his helmet off, and you see him grab at it with his right hand. And he turns and he places it on. For what it's worth, it's really only now that I kind of hope I lose.
There has to be a first for everything. And I get into position.
He extends out his left hand as you see this beautiful rose starts to blossom at the head of the forearm. As it continues to blossom, it folds out into this metallic shield that he swings out. And he holds out his right hand as you see a long series of rose thorns gather. As he clutches down, it buds at the end into a halberd, which he swings out as well. There's
Do
a
we
first.
get a sense that this is something we all should just steer clear of and let it play out?
There is this feeling of finality to how
Okay.
this place feels. And as you see two more pairs of sconces light up at seated, almost lounging at a throne, you see Asmodeus resting his head on his right hand on his chin, a overflowing goblet with grapes as he just plucks one, takes a bite, and as he snaps his fingers, his chosen champion charges towards Isengrim. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh my god.
Very nice.
Everybody for joining us. We are quickly rounding our way down into the depths further and further. I'm very, very excited to continue the story with everybody. They're going to end tonight's session when I have everyone say who they are, if you can find them in other places, what else that they are doing. And I hope to see you all again. So we're going to go with Nox.
Oh, hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Nox Kiros. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And today I played Alma, the pagan who is befriending infernal hell beasts left and right. You can find me on social media at Nocturnal_7 on most of the social medias. And as for where you can find me doing actual plays, this Friday, you can find me on Girls Run These Worlds at, oh my god, today's Wednesday. It feels like a Tuesday. You can find me on Girls Run These Worlds at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I am going to be a GM. We're going to be in a one-shot in my setting of Las Estrellas, which is the setting of my first ever campaign. This is a prequel series to that prequel one-shot to that series, Cool the Stars, but it's going to feature a group of students going through a winter solstice festival as they realize that they need to escape from this town before things go south for them. It's a matter of life and death in a fantasy magical school setting on winter solstice tournament with 3 tasks. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm very excited for it. And then next Monday on the 5th, you can catch me, I think, at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I have to double check. But I'm going to be on my friend Sin's channel, Asynthetic20, for a world building stream because I'm going to be one of 5 people helping create the setting of Sin's Queenscape setting. I can't say anything else about my involvement in Queenscape, but I'm going to be further involved with it. Hint, hint. And I think that's all the actual plays and stuff that I'm doing besides this. Please put me in things. I like being in things. I will join your games. Bye.
Mercy.
Hey, I'm Gabby. You can find me at Critical Nix on most of the socials. I don't have anything else going on besides this, but come say hi. Tell me your favorite monster run in a game or something.
Adios.
I'm Alan Grieve, Sharf42 on Twitter and Blue Sky. This is the only stream I'm involved with, and so far it's pretty cool.
Isengrim.
My name is Alex Gagny-Blouin. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and also on Start Playing as Foxes with Axes. My current game of Curse of Strahd is full and well underway, but if you want to book me for something, please reach out.
And I am Jhevaunte, your lovable DM. I am here on Wednesdays for now. You can also catch me on Wanderer's Haven this Saturday, where I will be DMing a game of All Flesh Must Be Eaten, a zombie survival game in which I am taking my team through an Egyptian pyramid where absolutely nothing bad can happen, because nothing bad ever happens in Egyptian pyramids in zombie games. You can also find me at Lanat Eterna on this Sunday, where I, playing Deimos, am going to also be going through ruins in an ancient desert, because people like to take my ideas, I guess. You can also find me on Sagas in a couple weeks, where I'll be playing in a Hilda campaign, one of my absolute favorite Netflix series, because I am a big kid at heart and like cartoons. Uh, in the future, you can find me doing other things as well. Um, I'm going to be getting some casting calls going at some point next month for things, um, possibly D&D related, maybe a sequel to this. Who knows? So keep an eye on my socials for that, which you can find me on Twitter at Jhevaunte, Jhev as Victor, Aunte. Again, thank you all for joining us for this lovely evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary findies and Hellions alike, I will see you next time.